Welcome back. I hope everybody's doing great. It's been a long week. It's been a great week, but here we are, podcasting again. This is Far From Finished. I'm Daniel Velasquez.
And I'm Josh. Welcome back, guys. Thank you all for joining in with us again. We had a long week of recovery this week. Went kind of stupid hard last weekend for the Friendsgiving, as we talked about. And we also kind of been working to try to get our money right since we've gone back. So we're a little tired, but we good. We out here. We back in this hoe. I'm a little sick, but I'm here because I love it. But Daniel, how are you doing today, boss?
Doing well, man. I'm really glad to be back. It's good to be back. Love doing this. And we got a lot of good things to talk about. We have something we're going to introduce to you here. I don't know if you can see. You definitely can't read it because it's really in tiny writing and it's kind of far from the camera.
And it's laying down on the couch and you can't see it.
Yeah, and you can't see it.
Let's tell them what it is.
Look, I was going to put it up on the wall originally, but I didn't put it on the wall just for the simple fact that I couldn't read it. At least one of us needed to be able to read it.
I could have read it on the wall.
No, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay, so continuing on. So basically what we got here, we have a poster that has a list of challenges. Each challenge is 30 days to challenge yourself to do something that's going to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone or push you to do something you haven't done before and kind of build you to be this better person. So what we're going to do is there's 6 columns here. We're going to go on the first column and we're each going to pick one challenge. And then we're going to do that for 30 days, and we're going to keep track. Each of us is going to keep track of whatever challenge that we do. And we're going to be on Instagram, Snapchat. I'll probably mostly be using Instagram. I might post on Snapchat here and there, just every day. We're going to be starting this, by the way, next Monday on the 9th.
December 9th when this releases.
Yeah, so.
Wait, no, it's after this.
A week after the release of this.
Almost a week after release.
Yeah, so we'll be starting these challenges and go from there. So, let's see what we got here. I'm going to just kind of give you the 5 options that we're going to have, and then we'll each pick one, and then we're going to decide what we're going to do.
Oh, for sure.
So, the first one here is going to be refraining from any alcohol, drugs, caffeine, nicotine, so nothing for 30 days. So that means
non-prescribed drugs.
Yeah, so if you have to take something, if your doctor prescribes it, which I have nothing in that case.
No, I'm good.
No, okay. So if that's the case, that means no drinking alcohol. That means no cigarettes. That means no vapes, no weed.
Does it mean weed? Because I was thinking about this. I feel like we have to find rules about this because all the things they name are non-natural products. Like
that's all other non-prescribed drugs.
That's only a drug because the FDA and all this other shit. But the thing is, it comes out the ground, and we all know that it's really not a drug. Also, mushrooms come out the ground, and they're a drug if you call it a drug, but they're really just natural.
Do they have psychoactive effects?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're counting it.
Okay, fine.
Moving on to the next one.
I feel like we should discuss that.
That's weed and mushrooms are going to be considered drugs. Second one's going to be wake up at sunrise every day. So as of right now, sunrise is in our area is at 7 o'clock. Estimate, between 6:59.
Goes from like 6:50 to 7:10. It varies.
Yeah, so around there. So around 7 o'clock is sunrise. So that means waking up 6:30, bright and early, every day. See about that one. We got meditate for 30 minutes I'm sorry, I can't read. Meditate for 20 minutes every day. That's not
Daniel
a bad challenge.
And I can't read.
Yep, not a bad challenge.
Meditate for 20 minutes every day. Can that be split up or is it 20 minutes straight? Does it say?
It doesn't. So I guess
we can look that up later. Find out the rules behind this.
I think that might be. I would say 20 minutes straight. I already do that every day, so I'm gonna just count myself out of that challenge. All right, and then we have go for a 30-minute walk each and every day. So every day, take time out to go for a 30-minute walk, and that's gonna be a straight 30-minute walk. Not I'm gonna go 5-minute walk, 5-minute walk. 5-minute walk 6 times a day.
I walked outside of the mailbox. That took 1 minute.
I'm going to do that 30 times, and that counts. No. 30-minute walk. Just do it. Just go for it. Just go for a 30-minute walk. And then the last one is going to be do not watch any porn, have sex, masturbate, or look at any erotica, which I'm guessing is any magazines or anything of the sort.
Okay.
Also a very difficult one. Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Together. But So if we're looking at those challenges, go ahead, Josh. You got to pick one, and you got to stick with it.
Okay,
you got to stick with the challenge.
I'm gonna be posting my challenge every day on Snapchat on my story, most likely, but for sure I'll be posting some of them on my Instagram story. And I'll make sure to have Joel put my Instagram, like my personal Instagram bio, because I don't remember right now. But so the 5 are no drugs or alcohol or anything. Sunrise. Sunrise. That's what it was. Meditation. 30-minute walk. Okay, so my 2 options are probably gonna be the 30-minute walk or the sunrise. Probably, like, the 30-minute walk would be easy because I have a big dog. Orion loves to run, so I could take him for a 30-minute walk every day, and he would love that. And I might do both.
You wanna?
We'll see. But I'll only commit to the sunrise one because that one I've been needing to wake up earlier and get my day started. And it also doesn't say that you have to stay up. So all I have to do is get up for sunrise, post it, maybe eat some breakfast. I can take a nap later on in the day.
You have to watch the entire sunrise.
Correct.
Just watch the sunrise. So I 30 minutes.
It's like 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to commit to that one. I'm going to do sunrise, and I'll be posting that every day.
So getting up to watch the sunrise? Okay, I'm going to hold you to that one.
I'm going to post a picture of my watch on my Snap. 6:30, baby.
So you're gonna do sunrise. Let's see here. I already said I'm not gonna do the meditation one because I already do that one. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I think I want to go ahead and I'm gonna do the sunrise with you.
Okay.
But I'm gonna one up you, Josh, and I'll do the 30-minute walk every day for 30 days.
All right. You do that. I'm probably gonna do that a few times, but
I'll just post the sunrise. Instead of posting me, you don't want to see me walking for 30 minutes every day.
I've been walking for 30 minutes.
I'm walking 30 minutes.
Or you could just post, like, you could like have your phone do like the recording of like how far you walked or like how long you walked. You know what I mean? Like the data on your phone they have like apps and like how many steps you take and shit like that. You could just like post like a screenshot of like how long you walked.
That's a good one. That's smart. I didn't think of that. I could do that as well.
Bet.
Go ahead and do both because I don't want to just do the same one as you. I kind of want to do something different, but at the same time, I do want to get up early. I want to. That's me pushing myself. So how about this? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna commit 100% to a 30-minute walk and 30 minutes a day. That's the one I'm gonna 100%. But I'm gonna push myself to wake up.
I like how we both just immediately took like sex, drugs, and alcohol off the table. You said, "Oh, you taking that away?" No, sir. I'm. What time I gotta wake up? How far?
Get there.
How far I gotta walk? A couple miles. All right, cool. Yeah. That's cool. I could do that. I can have a drink after, right? Type shit. That's funny.
We'll get there though. That's our time will come to do those.
But we're issuing a challenge to our listeners to do this shit with us. If you guys want to, you don't have to, but you can send us feedback if you guys are taking practice in any of these challenges to enlightenment. And
you know what? We'll take a picture of it. How about this? We'll take a picture and then I'll post it up on our Instagram on the Far FronFjnished Instagram.
Can we do that?
What?
Take a picture of this?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't this like a company?
I own this. I own this.
That's true.
This is mine.
Okay.
I don't care. So we're gonna post a picture.
Do you?
So post a picture of it at Finish From Far is the Instagram. So if you want to do any of the challenges and try to push yourself for 30 days. Seems like a long time. It's only 1 month. Get through it and kind of see what you're capable of, and we'll see how that goes. So,
fuck yeah,
I will start off. And you know, we got the holidays coming up. Thanksgiving just passed. I love Thanksgiving. Sadly, I didn't get to spend it really with my family because I had to work all day.
Horrible. When you said that, I was like, "You're working today?"
I'm honestly surprised I have Christmas off.
Well,
when they said you have Christmas off, what?
At my job, they've been asking like, they make you either pick, do you want to work on Thanksgiving or Christmas? I was like, I'm gonna pick Christmas. I plan on getting a new job before then, so I will have to work neither.
It just gets me. I get it. Not everyone believes in the holidays, and you know it's a great way to make money. Who have some like a little, maybe I do want to spend time with my family though. Don't get me wrong, I spend time with my family, every week, but having us all together, for that one day and kind of just relaxing, watching maybe some TV, eating some good food, talking, I would have liked that a little bit. And I understand not everybody may have that, but they shouldn't just. You got at least let me choose the morning or choose to work at night.
Not work all day.
Yeah, work all day.
How did you go in?
I had to be there at 10 in the morning.
And you left at 9?
I left at 10.
Oh, shit. You worked 12 hours?
We were closed at 9. I left at 10.
How much did you make?
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Like,
7?
Nah.
5?
I made like 4.
That's nice.
That's not bad.
That's nice.
Not bad all day. 12 hours. 12 hours. I made close to 40 an hour.
I know some of those people with the big sections was making at least 6.
Some people made 6.
Yeah.
Some people made 6, close to 7. Regardless, that's a good.
It's a good day. They're like, fuck my family type shit.
Yeah.
That's horrible. But it's like, damn.
I made money. Yeah. I would have taken that pay cut, like 200, and still spend time with my family.
Yeah.
It would have been nice. But some people, I understand they don't have those people for the holidays, and with the holiday season, coming up, or being the holiday season, Christmas coming up, be thankful for the people you do have around you, the family you have, the friends that you have. Kind of take that in, because not everyone believes in the holidays, but it's kind of that time where you're able to express how you feel. It's not all about the gifts or all about what you get somebody. Don't forget, a lot of people take that, or take the holidays and make it about what you get somebody, but it's just more so how you express yourself towards somebody. At least that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
How I see the holidays.
Yeah, the holidays is more about your, I don't know, it's like your family is going to be like the people that love you no matter what. Like, you have friends that'll love you no matter what, but not some of the friends that love you no matter what won't take bullets for you. But your family, at least I'm talking about my family. I'm I guess it's subjective, but I think for me, it's the way I was raised. It's family time is cherished around the holidays. People don't we don't see each other all the time. We try to type shit, but we got all busy. We all got our own shit going on growing up. So my sister got a whole bunch of kids type shit.
Same.
But it's crazy, bro. It's I don't know. I cannot compare that family time to anything, because it's more it's kind of going home for Christmas type shit. It's the best feeling in the world, because it's you don't have to talk to these people all year, and they'll still welcome you with open arms. Be hey man, how have you been? Tell me everything type shit, and be so interested. And you'll be sometimes I'll be sitting there you really this interested in my stories? It's not I've really been through that much, or I haven't seen that much or anything like that. Not that much has changed or anything, but you're sitting here so captivated and are so interested and want to know everything. It makes me feel so good about myself.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people that have families where it goes and is always gonna bust out.
Yeah, I'm talking about my own family. It's fucked. Some people got fucked up families. I know a couple people.
World star, fight.
Oh my god.
Fight.
Bro, that video on Twitter that be circling around Christmas time. Whenever the dude that his dad broke all his video games or whatever. You ever seen that? He went to Thanksgiving, flipped all the tables and shit.
That old video. Yeah.
And his brother, he's like, "You're recording."
Oh, those were the best,
bro.
Man. Those are the best.
That type of family would be kind of I don't know. I couldn't handle that, because that's a lot of drama.
I mean, yeah, you might. You're still gonna love your family. It's you ever seen Shameless?
Yeah.
They all love each other.
They're all fuck.
They all just screw each other up, not over, but just they're all
sometimes screw each other over.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're still there for each other.
Yeah.
A lot of people might not know, but the holidays are actually suicide rates actually skyrocketing during the holiday season towards the last few months.
This year?
Yeah,
mean?
No, just every year. You'll see an increase in suicides during
Thanksgiving, the last few months
Christmas
of the year,
time,
you're saying.
Halloween. Because it is more family oriented, friend oriented.
Some people don't have families.
Some people don't have that, or haven't had the chance to do that,
or have a connection at all with people.
And with that being said, it's we always talk about it, lending a helping hand. I think something I've noticed a lot lately, and I've kind of been focusing on, it's kind of taking a toll on me as well. Even though I do have family and friends that love me so much, and I love them as well. But something that's I've really taken notice to a lot recently is when I go to work or when I go out in public and we're hanging around people, is people are not aware of anyone else but themselves 95% of the time. And don't get me wrong, you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to worry about everybody, but it doesn't take that much just to ask somebody how they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you are supposed to be. You're just not responsible for that. It's like you should be supposed to be. It's just kind of like we've been kind of trapped in a system where people don't have time or energy to care for anybody else. They already have their own shit going on, or like they have to take care of kids or parents, or the law like may have fucked them over or whatever. Like whatever the case may be, it's like it seems like it's a lot harder for people to break that I'm not supposed to do this mentality, given the fact that they don't have very much energy to do anything for themselves. They feel like I can't do anything for anyone else at this point. Barely like standing on my 2 feet type shit.
Okay, I understand. I guess that
but
goes.
That's fucked though. It's like it's kind of like that's what I'm saying. Like that's the system that we're kind of trapped in. Is like it's a mindset really more than anything. So you can take the time out of your day to do something for somebody else, but we all kind of sit there and tell ourselves subliminally like that person probably wouldn't do the same for me, so let me not waste my time.
I think that there's a fine line because there's those people that that might complain over and over and over again that don't take time to make any change or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, you can still be there for somebody, and at some point you might have to distance yourselves because you're tired of hearing them not make any change, or tired of seeing them not make any change and hearing the same thing over and over again. But also just imagine if we all just lifted each other up or just checked up on somebody, hey, are you okay? If I could help you. But I can also understand where there's times where people have lended a hand to people and then they burned them.
Yeah.
They've screwed them over, so then it's kind of hard for you to want to lend your hand out to somebody. But it doesn't always go as far as you having to give them a place to stay or have to be as big as giving them money or anything.
Right.
It could just be a simple gesture of, hey, if you ever need anyone to talk to,
yeah,
I can help you with that.
Right.
Or I can just be there for you. Because at the end of the day, no one can make a change other than yourself. I can't help. I can help you, but you can only
right
help. You can only push yourself the rest of the way.
Right. Well, yeah, you have to push yourself all of the way. I can only help you learn how to push.
And I think a lot of the time too is in those situations, people don't know how to talk with people that are going through things. Someone says, okay, what do you, for instance, let's say we're talking and I come up to you and I'm sitting here. Yeah, I've kind of just been thinking about killing myself recently. Or just sitting there. I have a lot's been going on. I just don't know if I want to continue living anymore. Natural responses. No, you have so much to live for. How many times do you think they hear that though? You know what I mean?
I mean, if they talk about it a lot, then a lot. But if that's the first time they're talking about it,
yeah, it's like you have so much to live for, and that's something I think you should do, and you should comfort them. But I think at that point you have to kind of be realistic as well. It's tough because you can't just say, "Oh, you'll be fine," which a lot of people do, or "It's gonna be okay. You'll get through it."
But there's, like you said, there's only so much you can do. Like you have to be willing to like let this person talk to you. If they are like willing to want to feel better, then they'll be able to talk to you and you can actually hear them out. You might not have answers for them. You're not supposed to. Nobody really does have answers for that type of like mentality. But the best you can do is like help them understand like the errors of their situation, like the errors of their mentality. That doesn't mean that you can provide that understanding, but maybe them talking it out to help them see the error you've been thinking.
Good point. Whenever it comes to situations, I think people try to understand these situations a lot more, especially because mental health. People try to underplay mental health a lot, and I bring this subject to the table a lot on this podcast because I find mental health is a big changing factor in the way that we view ourselves, the way we view the people around us, the way we view our lives, and that in itself is what changes everything around us. That's what creates the world we want to live in. Because if you don't start with your mental, then your mental and or soul, whatever you want to say, when your peace of mind more than anything. If you don't have your peace of mind, then you're not gonna have everything that you want. You know what I mean? You're always gonna want something that's gonna feel something that's not really what you want. You're feeling a little piece of you, but that's not gonna ultimately complete what you want if you don't have that peace of mind at the end of the day.
Right.
And for a lot of people, when I look at it, when people take their own lives, it's a devastating thing. Or for me, when I hear people talking about it, or because there are people, I guarantee it, whether you realize it or not, there's probably somebody, majority of the time, who really cares about you.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's you're taking your life because you feel like you have no control over your life, and that's one way of taking back control, is saying, if I can't control anything else, I can control when I go. Or maybe you just don't feel like you're good enough for the world around you, and you have nothing, like you can't give enough. Because personally, I know what that feels like, to just feel like you're not good enough. But you have to understand, you're only as good enough as you feel, and that's a tough thing to get together. All at once, to be like, I am enough for this. I am enough for myself, regardless of what anyone has to say, because no one can tell you who you are other than yourself.
It's easy to get distracted from like that thought process, though, like with girls or with losing your job or with bills or if you have kids or like whatever it is, like any type of like responsibility or any type of thing that you feel responsible for, person in your life, that what they think of you is what means the world to you. So if they think of you like a poor, if they see you in a poor like position, then you're gonna feel bad about you because you allow them to have that power over you. Like say somebody's parents or something like that. Like I'm not saying you shouldn't care how your parents feel about you. You shouldn't allow how you feel about yourself to be derived from your parents' feel.
But
A lot of people do that in different situations. Like you shouldn't allow your self-worth to be based on what kind of job you have or what kind of car you drive. You shouldn't have your self-love be based on how many people love you. You shouldn't have your self-image be based on how many people are attracted to you. It should be more of how you feel yourself and what's valuable to you. But yeah, so I don't know, man. It's like yeah.
Where do you start though? Where do you start if that's the case? What's the start to building this path of getting these things? Because when you don't feel like you're good enough, or you feel like you have nothing left, to give. There's nothing left that this world has to offer you.
That's a defeated mindset. Like, if you haven't seen everything in this world, I mean, some people, some people see a lot. There's nobody that's seen. But if you haven't and you feel like there's nothing left for you, then I mean, it takes a understanding of what you deem to be something that is for you. Maybe there's nothing left for you because your filter is so expanded and you have so many different things that have to be here and it has to be this way, and if it's not this way, then I can't go down this path, and if that doesn't go, if these two and two don't add up, then it's not going to be four, so I don't know what to do here. Like I can't do math anymore. That, like, you can't do that. It's like a defeated mindset to say there is nothing left for me because I have nothing. Doesn't make sense. It just means you haven't necessarily found your niche. Everybody has a niche. Everybody has a role.
Do you think there's a point where we try to control a world that you can't control? Because you can control certain things in your life. Do you think there's a point where we kind of get this whole, we create these visions in our head and we create these ideas in our head of what things are or what we think they should be, instead of really just focusing on what they actually are right now and focusing on this moment and trying to tackle whatever's going on right now?
I mean, are you saying, do you think that there will be a point where we're able to do that?
No, I'm saying is, do you think that's what causes a lot of these?
Yes. The idea that you're responsible for tomorrow scares a lot of people. And it should, because there's a lot of things that have to happen tomorrow if tomorrow exists. Like I have to have crops for tomorrow. We're gonna be alive tomorrow. I have to eat then. I can't just not care about my crops for tomorrow because I might not be alive. Can't bet on that. You have to be a little bit afraid of tomorrow to be prepared for it. A lot of people feel that way, so they're not able to realize both plan for tomorrow and assess what you did yesterday. Kind of find
I think more so you shouldn't be afraid of tomorrow. I think in the sense of looking to tomorrow or the past, I think you should focus on today, because I think focusing on today is preparing for
right.
Whatever you do today is focusing on tomorrow. And I don't think, especially when you get caught up in your own mind, it's easy to get stuck in. It's digging that hole to a point where it's almost impossible to get out. You sit there and you think, oh, maybe I'm annoying these people that I'm talking to, or maybe they don't want to hear about my problems, or maybe hear about my problems too much, or maybe they're, my life is just, I have no chance to win because it's just taking L after L after L. Where am I going to go from here? And I think there's always a point to begin again. And I'm also speaking from a reference of, I'm not saying I've had a lot in my life, material wise. I wasn't given much, but I had people in my life to get me through tough times.
Mm-hmm.
And coming from that standpoint, it's easy for me to say that. But what I am saying is that out of all the people in the world, there are people out there willing to help you. Because I know the people that, even just the newer people that I've met and people I've just gotten close to in the past maybe 6 months to a year, I tell them all the time, hey, look, I love the fuck out of you. And regardless of the situation, regardless of whatever goes on, if you need anybody to talk to, if you're going through anything, if you feel down, please let me know. Contact me. I do not care what I'm doing. I will get back to you. Like, I promise I will be there for you. Never feel like you're in so low of a place, or never feel like you're not important, because I promise I will be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would never want if I have the capability of just extending that little bit of love, and that means preventing someone from going down that rabbit hole of just these terrible thoughts leading into anxiety or depression, which could eventually lead to suicide. I've met a number of people who sit there and say, I've thought about it. I was at a point where I almost did. But personally, whenever I'm in front of them, I'm like, I'm thankful you didn't, because now I'm here able to talk to you. And you're an amazing person, no matter what. But it's hard when you have all these things, especially when you have all these views in your head. I mean, there was an interview with Kid Cudi a while back. It's the fuck your cars, fuck your jewelry, fuck all that shit. Mm-hmm. It's obsolete now, because those images, don't get me wrong, I guess you could say, it's for you're weak-minded if you let that stuff get to you. But imagine that just being like, just pounded into your brain from a young age. You need nice things, jewelry, nice clothes. Don't get me, those things help your esteem a little bit, considering the fact that that's what's deemed important.
That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, exactly. So where do you take value? What's valuable to you? You don't know what's valuable to you, then how can you say that you're not valuable?
Or why are these things valuable? Because
that's what I'm saying. If you don't understand what is valuable to you, or why it's valuable, or what value is in your life, then how can you begin to explain to yourself valuable? Any type of anxiety or depression, like depressionary symptoms, like why are you allowing that to happen? The root of that is valuable.
How do you start to begin to realize it?
You have to take time to understand yourself. Like, I mean, everybody's different. Everybody likes different things. It's not like the most difficult thing in the world to like find out what makes you smile. I mean, everybody smiles even through the fucking darkness. Everybody has like a mask. Like, what I'm saying is like it's not easy. It's not supposed to be. Also, not super valuable. kind of believe in it, maybe even go after it.
And we talk about it. We've talked about it a lot as well. Reoccurring themes in these podcasts, if you haven't realized by now, but making your purpose, not always relying on finding a purpose. I think that's something that people need to cut out. They kind of just need to get rid of that, and like that saying is finding your purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. Take that, cut that out, get rid of that saying. People need to start saying, I'm going to make my purpose. Because making your purpose essentially is finding your purpose.
Then what's the difference?
What do you need to find? You're not, like, what are you looking for? If you want something, if you want that to be what you want to do.
I mean, finding something. Find a $20 bill on the ground. You weren't looking for it.
That's fair.
What you talking
but like
about?
if you're finding your, I guess, but finding your purpose is just you doing things and making stuff happen.
Yeah.
You going out there and doing. I guess you are, I guess in a sense finding it.
I mean, there's two separate ways you could like look at the word finding. You could say finding as in like I'm not gonna do anything until I find my purpose, because my purpose, I have a purpose. Right, I'm a human, so I have a purpose. So therefore, I'ma find it. So I don't gotta do shit. I'll find it. But that's the wrong way to think about it. The way that's like it's really is make purpose, like make my purpose. But the way it's find your purpose, because you're supposed to do an abundance of things that make you happy or make you interesting. Maybe they're even difficult things that you would love to overcome, but supposed to have an abundance of things in your life that you're doing while you're finding your purpose, not fucking sitting on the couch eating Cheetos and I'm gonna find it one day.
I'll agree. I'll agree with that. I think more so where I was going along the lines of is when people put weight. Once again, I'm a person who definitely puts a big thing on words. You not as much. Dumb. You don't care. As long as the meaning's there and you get what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. But I think a lot of people do put a lot of weight on words, which is why I'm like to have my words a certain way and say my words a certain way. Is because
but you're trying to just throw out a whole fucking like phrase.
Screw it. Cut it down. We're chopping it down. Because look, when people say, I feel like I haven't found my purpose yet, instead of stressing less on what, finding it, I got to find out, I haven't found where I fit in, or I haven't found, but just keep doing things till you realize, okay, this is where I lie. Instead of worrying so much on, it's cheesy, but this kind of, where I'm saying it kind of fits in along the, it's not the destination. It's the journey, baby.
Oh my god.
It's the journey. So instead of worrying about finding it so much, just start making your life happen, and then eventually you'll quote unquote, I found it. It wasn't missing, but I found it. There.
You're an idiot.
Keep doing things, or make a list of things you want to try and then do it. Don't get me wrong, I do that sometimes, but then my attention span's like 30 seconds. So
horrible.
I'll be.
And your handwriting's terrible too, so you can't even read it when you come back to it.
Like, what did I say?
So does that say window?
I don't even know what this list is for. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I have found things that I do enjoy doing over time. It's just been, doing things, and just because a lot of people, they kind of limit themselves. And, oh, I don't like that. Have you tried it? No.
Makes sense.
Okay. Well,
I don't like spinach. When's the last time you had it? Never. All right, good talk. You're an idiot.
It's wild though. Getting your mind together and just figuring out these things that you want to do, and especially when you're in a dark place, can really lead to some terrible things. And I don't think those terrible things need to or have to happen. They do, and of course, if that's, I'm always on the fence about it, because sometimes too I feel like in those situations, if that's what they felt like was best for them, I'm not the one to argue whether or not that was the best decision for them to make. I will say that they potentially could have done more, like not had to do that. But if that's really what they felt like was best for them, there was nothing left for them, then I'm not the one that's selfish of me to want to keep them here.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's wild too, because when you look at similarities and how people feel that way, I kind of look at it in this way too. When you look at people who mass shootings, right? Mm-hmm. There's a ton of them happening now. And a lot of people don't want to believe it's a mental health issue. I personally think that's definitely something wrong with your mental if you're willing to do that to people.
Right.
Don't get me. I think people do think it's a mental health issue, but they hate talking about it like that because of situations when you look at these people who are going out and basically slaughtering people, and then they're just, oh, we're gonna kindly, just like really relaxingly handcuff them. You know what I mean? Not even half the time, not even that aggressive. They're just, handcuff them. All right, you're going in, and then you have these people who are unarmed getting shot, and at some point you get tired of the headlines. We have to figure out what was, what was it was a mental health issue. We just need to figure out what was going on in their head. And then you have these other people. Did they get the option?
I mean, most of the people that you hear about being killed that are unarmed African.
But those police officers definitely have mental problems too. They're definitely psychopaths. I
was gonna go into that. I don't really want to speak on mass shootings because I'm not really in a position to. I don't really know the facts or the specifics. I know that they're happening in this country more than the entire world at an exponential rate since like the start of last year, I think, or was it the start of this year? I don't really know.
Start of this year. This year it was a lot in the very beginning of the year. So much.
So I don't really want to speak on that much, but as far as like mental health causing like issues, like, okay, so I would like to speak on police. Like, as far as being a police officer in this country, it takes what, 6-month program, maybe like a small, like very light. I would probably, maybe not too light, maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but nothing crazy when it comes to like a psych eval. Like, they're not gonna like really put that much effort into every single. In my opinion, I don't think they are. So it's not surprising that when you put a gun and a badge in the hand of somebody who has mental health issues, that they're gonna find a way. Bad.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a lot of entitlement.
That's a bad word.
There's a little bit of entitlement that goes into that as well.
Yeah,
feeling like you're entitled to your own whatever.
Or the authority figure, like you run the show now because you have the power to kill somebody whenever you basically so choose. I mean, obviously you might get tried for it, but places you might not.
And that's what I think. It's more so on the opposite end of the coin of when we were talking about when you look at people with suicide and mental health issues. I don't want to burden as many. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to burden people. I don't want to burden myself. Like, burden the rest of the world with my life. I'm not important enough to live any longer. This world is so terrible. I don't feel like my presence needed here. At first, when you have the opposite end of the spectrum, it's those same thoughts, but to get their power or to make their point, they're going out.
It's probably different thought. Well, I don't know, but I would assume it's more thoughts of, instead of like, I don't feel like I have like a purpose or like want to live anymore. It's more like a mental health issue where you feel like your life and purpose is more important than anyone else's, and you have authority over all of them. So you have the power to decide whether their purpose or life exists any longer.
Exactly.
That's kind of like playing God almost.
It is.
It's inexcusable. It's like, you don't, just because somebody said that you passed a test that took 6 months doesn't mean that you, me, buddy, if you're in the wrong. I mean, if I'm unarmed and you're pointing a gun at me, like, come on, man. Like, you had a training, like, you've been in the force for how long? And this is what we're doing now. I'm turned around, like, with my hands up, and I'm still getting shot. Like, how does that work? How is that acceptable? I mean, it shouldn't be. In this country, it's been acceptable for a long time.
What's crazy to me is, you have all these doctors or psychologists, whatever, that are supposed to be, evaluating these people. You're telling me you can't get an answer? Right. You've been at this for how long?
Right.
You can't get an answer. You can't dig deeper, because when you look at it, like I was saying earlier, when you in the perspective of people who do mass shootings are these police officers, of saying this world is a terrible place, or it's like I said, it's in the opposite, because it's more of it is like a God. What's the word? What do they call it? God complex.
Complex.
More of a God complex. The world's not righteous, or there's nothing left to live for, or these people treat me like I'm nothing, or they don't see me for who I am, or I deserve better than this.
I don't get the respect I deserve.
I don't get the respect I deserve. See, when you look at it, it's more of the God complex, because you have those people who are, I am not getting what I deserve, or I feel like people overlook me. Like I said earlier, you feel like you're not good enough. It's that, but on the opposite end, you're like, people treat me like I'm not good enough.
Well, it's taking more like aggression into that thought process.
It's blaming it on everyone else.
Yeah.
Rather, like the other end, it's more so you're thinking it as yourself, and you're like, I have no.
Right. Okay.
On the other end, it's everyone else. I should be getting what I want.
Right.
I'm not getting any of this.
Right.
So I'm gonna take it out on everybody else instead of myself. I'm gonna prove to them. I'm gonna show them. In a sense, because when you look at it on the other end, some people still have those thoughts like, that'll show them if I kill myself. People will remember me now, or they'll be sorry for all the things they did. Because those things, there's that situation too. And then you have on the opposite end, they'll remember me now. When you go in and you kill that one person, or you kill a whole bunch of people. It's that even serial killers, you're getting that sense of power of whatever it takes to feel special. Or to feel like
noticed.
Yeah. Or to feel like you're powerful. Because a lot of those killers, a lot of like people like they don't think they're doing anything wrong. Most of them don't think they're doing anything wrong. They think that what they're doing is completely okay, and that they're justified behind their actions.
Fucking people that strap bombs to their chests and fucking blow up airports. I'm sure they don't really think that they're doing anything wrong if they're like doing it for like religious purposes, whatever it is, like their motivation through God or whatever. Horrible, but they don't believe that they're doing wrong. I don't know, what would you call that? Like, is that mental health issues, or is that just like a kind of taking like religion too?
I think it's both. For you to think that you have the right to carry, I guess you could say you're carrying out God's work, but the only way to carry out God's work is
to provide like love and peace, positivity, right? Like, but I don't know. It's like I'm not well versed in like religious like history. Isn't there like a wrath of God?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But that's for God to carry out, wouldn't it be? That's not for you if you're taking
right. But so like, where does that like? I guess you have to have some type of mental health to think that God is like really communicating with you in a way that would carry out His wrath for, as if He's not God.
I guess this is where I pose a question, because when we look at it in those perspectives on both ends, is not necessarily how do we stop it, but more preventative measures. Could potentially you lending out one helpful hand be helpful, or is it? Regardless, do you think these people are gonna just do what they want regardless? Don't get me wrong, because you do have people that are just nutso, but because they have things. But if you think about it, early on in their life, who did they have there for them, or what was going on with them early on?
Maybe the people they had there for them like raped them or something like that. Like maybe the only people that they could trust in the world broke their trust.
And that's where you go. When you look at it, when you have these people who are supposed to be your teachers, these people that are supposed to be helping you,
mentors,
these authoritative. Is it
authoritative figures?
Is that that word always gets me. That I don't know. Authoritative figures that are supposed to be there for you, and most of them don't care. Most of them don't pay attention. Like, if I'm being honest with you, I had few teachers that I would say that actually understood children, understood how to work with them. I had some good teachers that were good at their jobs, and then I had also teachers that were good with children. Rarely did I have both. One that was both a good teacher and just good with their students. A teacher that was good with their students, it was super rare.
I had a few. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know. It's more because there's such a low incentive on becoming a teacher. get paid what, 30,000 a year maybe.
And most people that I know that become a teacher just become a teacher because there was no other option for them, or they didn't want to.
Well, the people that I know that become teachers were planning on becoming teachers in high school and did it because they love kids and they educate. Those are the only teachers I know. But also, I know a couple of people that be teachers just because at the high school. But no, what I'm trying to say is that most of the people that do become teachers, regardless of people, it's like a fallback option because they got an English, got a biology degree, want to work in a lab, or like they got a degree in mathematics, and they're not the most like sharpest tool in the box, so they're not over here like breaking the levels of mathematics that have always been here or like creating anything new or anything. So like they kind of just are able to teach it now. And I mean, yeah, it's like but that's what I'm saying is like the people that I know are going to be on the spectrum of like, I care about children, but I might not be the best teacher.
I'd rather that.
I would rather that too.
In a sense, it depends on what class it is.
Exactly.
It depends. It really depends.
But the thing is, when you remember elementary school, and at least my elementary school, I had 2 teachers all year. One teacher was English and history. The other one was math and science.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think mine.
And I think there was like a reading something in there too. I don't know if that maybe there was like another class, but I'm pretty sure that's all it like.
Yeah, my English teacher was.
It was bundled. It was like bundled into 2 teachers, where you was with one half the day and the other half the day, or like one half the semester and the other half the semester. I forgot how it was, but they had it all bundled. So this person got to know math, science, and be good with kids. Like type shit. It's like you asking a lot. You might not get, like you were saying earlier, you might not get it all the way, but the way to do that is to like advise becoming a teacher. Are we paying like less than we're paying fucking people that general managers at fucking McDonald's or like people that work like corporate Starbucks are making more than the people that are teaching the entire next generation.
That's
education.
It's very. I mean, but in a sense, I feel like that should weed out more of the people who really want to do it, and it still doesn't do that, which is the hilarious. Because at some point you could be like, they're just teaching for the money. That's not it. And somehow you still don't get the people who love to do it. How does that make sense?
I don't know.
And there's a lot of things that, when you look at this country, it's entitlement, it's overconsumption, it's worrying about yourself. Number one, me. There is no part of growing up in this country that says we should be looking out for each other, or we should build. It's not built into our society.
It's not built into our society, but it's supposed to be taught through like experience, almost like compassion. Like it's supposed to be. I don't know if anyone's really born with compassion. Kind of like have to go through a few things to feel compassion. Actually, I don't even know if you can really teach compassion.
Through action.
Has to go through actions. Yeah.
Teach compassion through action.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not something you can really like say. Like there's not, you can define it, but you can't really like teach somebody what compassion like really is. You kind of have to show them.
If you're yeah, I mean you do, but if you're teaching your kids, you gotta let them know if you're in a position where you're higher than somebody, instead of pushing down the people that are under you, you lift them up.
Right.
Because at the same time, if you're really confident in yourself, you really actually believe in yourself. If you think I am good where I'm at, what's the problem of bringing this person up next to you and having them level with you? How is that hurting you?
I mean, it's the same way as like looking at somebody that doesn't make as much money as you and trying to like step down on them. They're less than you. Like, what does that money really mean? If you make $1 million and I make $100,000 a year and I'm still feeding my family, do I really care about the extra money you're making? Does it affect my life at all? No. But what does that matter to me? Are you still the same human being with flesh and blood and bones that you were with before you had that $1 million? Yes. So why the fuck do I care how much money in your bank?
Good.
Nothing to me.
If you're above somebody in terms of status or money, financial, whatever, and you're not willing to bring somebody, or if you're above somebody in the sense of I don't like using the word above per se, but if you have more in a certain situation, whether that's more financially, more necessarily in status, if you're higher ranked somewhere, or maybe you have someone doesn't have friends or family to look to, they don't have anyone to talk to, and you have those things, and you're not willing to go out of your, or not just even go out of your way, just be there when the time calls for it, and you lend a hand to just say, hey, I'm here, I'll help build you up. I may not be able to give you a lot, but I'll give you what I can.
Right.
And sometimes you might get burned.
Most times. I mean, not most times. It's more times than not do you have a high probability chance of getting burned. That's what it is. It's like, that doesn't mean you're going to get burned at all. It's putting yourself in a like higher probability position to get burned than you would be if you, which is really kind of with everything. I mean, if you did nothing today and just sat on this couch, then you have no chance of getting hit by a car. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go to work. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't go to work if you stay here. So, but if you stay here, you can't get hit by.
But it's also so like
on your way to work, you could get hit by a car.
And the point is you know, okay, so you don't want to help somebody because you have the possibility of getting burned. You don't want to leave the house because you might die. You could have a heart attack.
That's true.
You could still die. You could do everything to prevent your death and still die.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, it's an example though.
Yeah.
So when it comes to these things, you gotta keep in mind that not everyone's you. And yeah, okay, cool. You might be Mr. Macho or Mrs. All That. You're probably not either.
This is all that.
Yeah, whatever. You might not be either of those things.
Good one, Daniel.
I got it. I'm killing them with the names today. That's what I'm gonna use. Okay, Mrs. All That. It's a good one. I showed them when I say those words.
Good one, dude. I'm so proud of you.
I'm really coming along.
But nah, bro, it's really all about, like we said earlier, it's like, what do you value? If you don't know what you value, figure that shit out. It's not easy by any means, but stop not figuring.
Stop not figuring. Stop doing nothing. Helping people is important. In every day, and you know, it might not mean that I say this a lot as well. It doesn't mean anything to you until it means something to you. Until it's at your door, knocking, busting down, and you're sitting there and you're thinking, "Oh, it has nothing to do with me," right? And when it does, then you're like, "Oh, it matters." Stop waiting till it's you to start making it matter, because at any time it can be you.
Well, not any time.
At any point in time, you never know when it could be.
It's just so selfish to think that their problems, so like you said, it could happen to you. It might not, but it could, or it could be happen to somebody that you love, and you'd have to watch them go through it. That's not fun either. And like, so like, I don't know, just don't you have to take everything with a grain. Don't act like you know everything, but don't act like you don't want to.
Exactly. And don't try to think you're above somebody just because you might have something that they don't. That does not mean. And if you do, what are you doing to help them? Because if you really got it all, then what are you really doing to help that person? Are you showing them how to be better? No? Then really, what are you doing? Who are you really at the end of the day? You're still nobody, and you're still not anything. If you're not willing to really make not only yourself, if you're not capable, it's this way. Look, if you
dramatic as fuck.
Look, this is the thing.
You're nobody, and you don't mean anything.
Look, it's this way. You really aren't fully knowledgeable on a subject until you know that subject, and then you're able to teach that subject.
Right, and in a way that I would say an add-on, be able to teach that subject in a way to where your student not only fully faster. Like, you have to be able to teach the knowledge that you have in a way that it can be improved upon. Because nothing is perfect, but that doesn't mean but like you said, you have to have the complete knowledge first to be able to teach it. You have to teach it in a way that nothing is absolute and nothing is perfect. So you have to continue like basically what I'm saying is like once everybody's problems is all figured out, does that mean nobody's ever gonna think about anything anymore? They don't have anything to figure out. No, there's always gonna be.
That's a question I always think about. Like sometimes you could be living the best life and somehow you're still gonna be like, I feel like something's off. I don't know what it is, but today just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like this whole Floyd Mayweather has like a fucking briefcase full of like multi-million-dollar watches. So he never has to wear the same multi-million-dollar watch on the same day.
What does that have to do with what we just said?
I don't think he ever gets tired of being rich. I think his problems are probably solved.
You think so?
Probably.
Can he read?
I think so. I feel like he can read like adequately. I feel like he doesn't read. I feel like
maybe. Someone get a video of this man reading, please.
I'm sure 50 Cent would love to
see that. He might be though. I'm sure he's living the dream.
Dude, I mean, like, I mean, if there's just like anybody that's probably so this dude's what undefeated of all time in fighting, so nobody can beat his ass. Nobody can really talk shit to him either. He has all the money to do whatever he wants for him and his family for years and generations to come, and he can go wherever he wants and do whatever he wants. He can probably show up to the front door of the White House and be like, hey, I'm gonna chill here for the day. How much does that cost? I mean, he probably wouldn't, because I don't know how he feels about Donald Trump, but my point being, dude can probably do whatever the fuck he wants.
That's a fair.
Once you get to that point, like, I feel like there's not problems at that point don't really exist. Like, at that point, you just like kind of like start losing people, maybe because people die eventually or people get sick. So that's like tough, but you got the money to pay for like vacations, most of the sicknesses in the world. Not point, everything. Like,
you might be able to keep them alive at that point, preserve their body. Who knows? Yeah.
Or like maybe the only problem he could ever have is somebody getting terminal. Anything that's not terminal, he could probably take.
Even then, you never know.
And I'm not going with. I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, no.
But never. That's my point. Is like, that's why I brought him up.
I was like, what? Okay, he has a couple multi-million-dollar watches.
But nobody out here listening to this podcast is Floyd Mayweather, so let's be real, guys. Get your shit together.
Also, if you didn't know, there's a lot going on in Hong Kong. I would research that. Also, Israel is having a lot of problems as well. China is also going through it. Well, they're not going through it. They're being a bunch of dickheads, and they're also enslaving people and murdering people out there, basically doing a genocide. So stay woke, everybody. I'm saying do your research. The world is going to shit slightly, and in some ways it's also getting better. I'm not quite sure on which end of the stick it is. I guess it depends on where you're living. But just don't think that your life is so great that you can't help anybody out, because if the whole world goes to shit, we're all going down with it.
And that's this week's and that's this week's 30-second segment of Daniel's Doomsday discussion. This guy, where did that come from?
Look, man, I'm just saying, be helpful. Look out for those under you, because we all gotta stick together, because the governments don't give they don't give a fuck about any of us, and it's kind of scary at a point to where we might have to come together, and if we're not capable of doing it because our heads are so far up our asses, then we're all gonna die. Not dramatic. I'm really going over the top.
So
but
dramatic.
You get my point.
This just turned into Far FronFjnished uprising.
But you just keep educated. Make sure you know what's going on in the world. And if we can do what we can to help, we should do it. Because people are dying for no reason. Did you know that China's trying to convert people to a certain religion? And if they don't,
always have been like that.
But it's in like groves now. Like they're basically like, if you don't do this, we're gonna kill you.
Oh, nice. Well, not nice. But
it's not nice. Terrible. A lot of countries, governments out there are just saying, "What are you gonna do about it?" We
I
have
mean,
guns.
what are you gonna do about it?
We have guns and weapons.
What can you do?
You're
about
gonna
it?
die.
They have. Probably,
We control you.
I mean,
you think you're free? You think you because you're born as a human, you have rights?
I mean,
you're wrong.
I guess not.
You're wrong. We're gonna take that from you because we're the government of this country.
Yeah.
Who's to say America can't get there one day?
I mean, we're supposed to be the people who say that. So let's say it.
Woke.
So let's say it.
So stay up. Stay up. Keep your head game strong. Not like that was terrible wording.
Oh my god.
Terrible wording. I mean, yes, also, but like, make sure you're on your ish. Take care of business.
And Betty with the good hair.
Help those around you. Be a good person. Wow. Here's the challenge. You know what? I didn't have a challenge coming into this video. But I'm gonna give you a challenge. My challenge to you, it's none of these challenges. It might actually be on here. I didn't read all of them yet. But this is the challenge. The challenge is go out of your way at least one time a day just to say, hey, you doing okay? Or just, how are you doing today? And actually mean it. Just, how are you doing? Oh, I'm okay. All right, cool. this is, be like, hey, how are you doing today? Anything interesting going on in your life? Anything new? Been up to anything? What are you interested in? Maybe ask them a couple questions. At least one person. You know what I'm saying? Person. And also, along with that challenge, do your research in Hong Kong, China, Israel.
Oh my god.
Keep updated in the news and see what you can do to help out in your community today. That right there. See what you can do to help out in your community and help those around you. Share as much love as you can. Spread as much positivity as you can. Build a community. Build something of your own. Create things. Make it happen. We're not finding our passions. We're not finding shit. We're making it happen around here. There's no more waiting around. There's no more being a dickhead anymore. Also, I mean, I get it. Don't be too sensitive. If jokes happen to a point. So, I mean, don't ruin comedy, please.
Oh my god.
I think that's all I gotta say, though. Anything you have to say, man?
What I have to say is on note of Daniel's challenge, I will say what my mother told me when I was a child: stranger danger. You gotta watch out here. There's women's trafficking going out the fucking roof right now in the Houston area and many other places for sure as well. It's getting crazy. There's women taking women now. It's probably been like that for a while, but it's getting out of hand. You're seeing so much of it like occur. You gotta watch out for yourself out here. But maybe somebody that you know or know fondly of or somewhat know and would like to get to know better, do that with them. Don't go up to random fucking people, because you never know. They might be, I mean, maybe like if in a super public area, not like parking lots that are dark or like alleyways on your way home on the street. Maybe in super public areas like a Walmart or a mall.
Okay, yeah. Also use your best judgment with people as well, because people might seem like your friends and also could be psychopaths.
So just be careful out here.
Fill everything out, you know what I'm saying?
Be careful out here, but still be social.
Just be aware.
Be aware.
Stay on your toes.
And social.
Right.
Social and aware.
So, update, we're going to be doing these challenges.
That's not an update. We already talked about that.
Yeah, but just, I'm letting everyone know real quick. Not an update. We're going to take it back. What we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast. We're going to be doing those challenges. So, sunrise every day starting the 9th. And then also, I'm going to be doing the 30-minute walk every day as well. We're going to be still posting to our Instagram. We're going to be coming back even harder than ever. We kind of took a lull these past couple of weeks. It's been a long 2 weeks, but we're back even harder. So keep tuned to Instagram. Going to be on Facebook a lot more as well. Snapchat, Twitter, which our Twitter is at @FinishedFromFar. Instagram is the same exact thing, at @FinishedFromFar. My personal Twitter at RadDudeDandy. His personal Twitter
is Josh_M7. And
Snapchat is
Snapchat? I'm gonna put that in the bio. I have to go look up at the Snapchat and Instagram.
Yeah, we can put that stuff in the bio.
One. Yeah, I'll put that in the bio of the video.
We gotta put our personal.
But just to bring it back, you were trying to say recap from earlier.
That's what.
And you said update.
I did.
You're an idiot.
I did. That's exactly. Recap.
Just a recap from earlier. You told me about these challenges. Update.
You didn't know. This is Far From Finished. We're so glad that you watch and tune in every week. It means the world to us. And we're trying to build a community here of peace, love, and positivity, and just push better for every day for not just for the people around you, but for yourself. And remember to love yourself, and remember to take care of yourself, because you are important. And I guarantee someone out there loves you a lot. And you mean the world to that person. You mean the world to me. And don't be afraid to reach out to this guy here. Don't be afraid to reach out to me. And I mean that with everything. You have our Twitter, social medias. If you have anything you want to talk about, just get off your chest. We're not here just, to give advice. We're here if you need to open an ear. Or if you do want advice, cool, that's cool too. But if you just want someone to talk to, by all means, shoot those messages. Let us know how you feel. Give us feedback. Shit on us, not literally. And just,
Please don't.
Tell us how you feel. That's all I'm saying. So, any last words? Because this is how we're wrapping up, dude.
In major sports games, the TV above the court or field is called a jumbotron. After today, this guy is called Dumbotron, because you are a Dumbo. You've been an idiot all day.
I disagree.
All right.
Also, stay tuned. This man also has a podcast called Court Vision.
I do.
Where he is the Dumbotron. So
hey,
that's his
word.
part in that pod. He plays the Dumbotron in that podcast. So
yeah, fuck you, dude.
All right. This is Far From Finished. Thank you, everybody. Tune in next week. Take care.